What are your thoughts on teens doing drugs early?
I think teens doing drugs early is really terrible and it's going to affect them later on in the future with their health.
How can you help someone if they are on drugs?
I can help them by finding them a hobby to do instead of drugs.
How would you feel if your very closest family member started to do drugs?
I'd be very sad and try to do my best, try to get them out that situation.
What would you do to prevent someone from doing drugs?
I would help them out and tell them why it's bad and try to get them into doing something else than that.
And is there anything else you would like to comment?
No, sir.
Alright, thank you. What are your thoughts on teens doing drugs early?
My thoughts on teens doing drugs early is that it's not okay because they'll later grow up to be an addict.
How can you help someone if they are on drugs?
I'll help them by telling them to quit.
How would you feel if your very closest family member start to do drugs?
I'd be disappointed because they're a close family member, so they shouldn't be doing drugs.
What would you do to prevent someone from doing drugs?
I would tell them the dangers of what could happen from doing drugs.
Is there anything else you'd like to comment? Alright, thank you. Alright, so what are your thoughts on teens doing drugs early?
I think it's a horrible idea doing drugs early because it can rot your brain and you're like very likely to drop out.
How can you help someone if they are on drugs?
Well, I can first say stop, and if that doesn't work, I can go to the drug addiction hotline and tell him to go there. Yeah.
How would you feel if your very closest family member started to do drugs?
I would feel very bad because, first of all, it's a very close family member, and if he or she were to die off of drugs, I would be very mad because I knew I could have stopped it.
What would you do to prevent someone from doing drugs?
Well, I would say don't do drugs because it rots your brain and you won't be able to do school as good as before, and you can die earlier because of, the effects from drugs.
Yeah, and is there anything else you would like to comment?
Don't do drugs and stay in school.
Alright, good.